Ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? Once again, I'm Ned from That's Tech Bits, otherwise known as your friendly neighborhood basement dweller. Don't worry, ma'am, I am from the internet, and I gotta say, we are losing our rights all over the place. I'm not right, I'm not left, I'm not Democrat, I'm not Republican, but I am a realist trying to make it out here the same way I always have, and I have to say, that it's unbelievably difficult these days. It's so hard. Like kids, if you're getting out there and if you're trying on your own and you're finding it's difficult, like yeah, it's getting incrementally difficult. It has been getting incrementally more difficult generationally. This is the first generational that decisively everyone on average is doing worse at 35 than the last generation. So things really suck. Now, since things really suck and since things have gone on as long as they have, we're kind of entering a late stage economics thing. But it's a little bit crazier over here than it has been previously because late stage economics is definitely a thing that had been existing even before us. Over in Britain, I'll never forget, a sign of the time was a song from George Formby. You'll get no promotion this side of the ocean, so cheer up, my lads, bless them all. And the whole song was about you'll never be able to get anywhere over in Britain. So you got to come over to America, Canada, the New World. I don't think people in Britain were making rules and things so hard as they are now. And this is an example. So I got a Xerox toner here. It's mine. I bought it. I got it secondhand. Got the $3 sticker there. I can't sell this. I've tried. And Xerox keeps taking it down. I'm going to keep putting it back up, though. That's not a problem. I can do this all day. But the thing is, I should have the right to take ink, toner, and sell it. But I don't. So there is as much money as there's always been. The money's at the top. The people at the top are getting more money. The people at the bottom have to get really nasty in order to keep the power there. It's all legitimately a power struggle because nobody has anything anymore. And everyone is finding stupid rules in order to maintain power at one place or another. They're moving the goalposts, so to speak, because they want to maintain the power. They're using this new world, especially this new world, the internet, to bend the world to the rules that they make. And I'm getting a little bit sick of it. Now, if it was just something like this, it'd be something that I could just absorb and not make a video about. But here's the thing. Within every group, you get a pyramid. If you get 10 people, you'll get a pyramid of somebody running it, the oligarchy in the middle, and the proletariats at the bottom. They figured that out in Russia. That's what made the communists come into power. So the whole idea was the communists were supposed to come into power and take oh god, it was such a horrible. Sorry, I'm just thinking about Rasputin and whatever King Ted Knife, whatever the king's name was. That's just cringe. It's just freaking cringe. So anyways, oh man, it's just cringe. So anyways, the communists get in and they're like, you know what? There's no longer going to be serfdom. There's no longer going to be the triangle. Serfdom is to say that you are a peasant, you're tied to your land, and the king of your land can change. You're basically a slave to that individual. Anyways, so what's his pickle? Orwell. He saw this going on, and he wrote our Animal Farm. And within Animal Farm, one thing I want you to know is one of the rules the pigs made is they all made the rule that all animals are considered equal. Everyone's equal, and they changed it to say some animals are more equal than others. Well, we stepped into that scene. Some individuals are more equal than others because of DEI, and DEI, you can't measure it. And because of DEI, it doesn't matter anything that I've done particularly to save or boost or protect the LGBTQ. I'm automatically white, and that automatically puts me on the negative side unless I'm good within my group, the same way that some Christian groups did when I was young. If you're not with us, you're against us. And then the power works a little bit differently. If you're against the church, you definitely can't get in on all that good action. When the plate goes around for people and people are having a hard time, and the money will go in a good church to the people who need it. But like sometimes that's just not how it goes. That's just not how it goes sometimes. Now anyways, people are changing the rules too much. They're changing the rules in any little way that you could imagine, especially online. So online is a new world. Let's face it, the internet's a new world. It's almost like we're a different group of people in there. But what I want to talk about now is physical media when it comes to the internet. I have a lot of comics. Okay, so if you want to have a good continuity of comics, you have got to have at least one closet, right? Like at least one closet. But like it takes so much, and then you got to maintain, you got to make sure no mice get in there. You got to make sure humidity's okay. You got to make sure there's no mold. You got to, geez, so many things you got to take into account. And we need to have these things online. So you would think that it would be an easy thing. You just buy a digital version of it. But unfortunately, we run into a problem, and this really blows my mind. You got to listen. This is very important. This next line. Sorry, this upsets me. If I buy this, it means I have it and I can watch it whenever I have it, and nobody can take it away from me. When it's digital, they can take it away from you whenever they want. They can change a voice actor on it whenever they want. They can change the continuity of the story. They can replace it or just take it away from you altogether. And that is freaking terrifying. We are losing our rights. Now, when COVID came out, I got my shots. I stepped in line. Today, I would still step in line. I would still get my shots because we believed that it was going to reduce human suffering. And I'm all about that. I don't want people to die. Absolutely not. At the same time, we legitimately took away people's rights to not get that injection. We took away people's rights not to get an injection. And we need to be able to come to terms with that kind of stuff. We're losing our rights as time goes on. And it seems like stuff like this, it seems like we're losing too much. I regret the fact I can't sell my toner. Well, I'm going to keep trying. And I've emailed them and asked them why I couldn't. I'm going to take up their time. But the thing is, we got to fight for our right to own shit. Yeah. Sorry, it's just kind of heartbreaking. There's legitimately places that get rid. So like Walmart had this MP3 thing where you bought Walmart MP3s, and after a certain point in time, Walmart decided that it wasn't financially feasible, so they just cut it off. And then people didn't have access to their MP3s. Excuse me? You can't do that. So now we have cameras and ringers, doorbells, ringers that are automatically attached to the internet, that are attached to the internet. That doorbell ringers, police automatically have access to it. They automatically have access to it. That's horrific. This should be like an organ donorship thing where you should sign yes or no. I am in or I am out. But the fact that you buy that and you don't even have closed ownership of it, if you want ownership of it, you have to go out and get it. Because as these new things are being created, the people within the country creating them aren't interested in the goodness of whatever. They're interested in money. They're not interested in the family. They're not interested in the country. They might go to church and whatever, but legitimately they have their own caste system, and they think that if they can get it their way, then how bad could I be, and maybe this is spiritually ordained. Or on the other hand, they just really don't care about individuals. And those people do exist. Epstein, Weinstein, P. Diddy, yeah, we definitely got a lot of people that are like that, that have the potential to be. So what I'm saying is things are worse than they've been since before World War One, legitimately. I mean, if you want to go down the list of problems, I've had this conversation with many an old person, and I've noticed that there's a lot of things people don't like to talk about. I'm fine with talking about it. You find out that no generation has had this many issues all at the same time. And there's a lot of people that want to be generic and be generalizing. And it's like, it's not that bad. No, guys, it's bad. It's bad. Like, it's so bad at this point that I'm not talking even air quality. I'm talking financials. There's no way for our children to succeed the way that we would succeed. And personally, that really upsets me. I see a world that's found a way to. I see a country, North America, that's found a way to sell their children into slavery, more or less. I mean, I'm in a small town around here. It's the old folks that go to the meetings where people make the council meetings. It's the old people that go to council meetings and make decision, while it's the young people that run around and try to deal with having children. I'll tell you right now, the boomers are not good at taking care of their grandchildren. Not nearly as good as their family was. We have issues here. And we don't have enough love as a country, as a nation, as a group, as a family. Now, I'm not going to say that all families are good. I'm not going to say that people shouldn't disconnect from their families. But I've seen far too many people get addicted to the internet and get addicted to other people's wants, needs, desires. They don't feel like they exactly have a very good thing with their family, so they find influencers that tell them they can do better because their family's the problem, their country is the problem, and they need to change their country. By the way, buy my book. By the way, join me on Instagram. By the way, like and subscribe. We've lost the family. We've lost nationalism. It's bad to care about your country these days. And as all of these things are happening, we are also losing our ability to own our own media. People going out to get jobs aren't getting the jobs they used to. The pension plans aren't any good. The pension plans made by the boomers, for the boomers, guys, it's remarkable. Louis Rossman was doing a piece on all cases. Chicago's falling right through right now. They can't pay their people. This isn't international news, but when you go to Chicago, you find this out. Retirees not getting their payment because, as Eli the computer guy said, negotiations were made that just simply could not be met. They just couldn't be met. This money doesn't exist. It's almost as if the boomers thought everything was going to get better hand over fist, but it just didn't. There is less money coming through. It legitimately seems as if everyone used to go to the rivers to get the water, but the water's been moved over to another place. And now everyone has to go to that place to get water. But instead of the water being moved to the place where the community could get to it, the water's been moved to a place where the richest people in the community could use it and be facilitated by it. Now, I get I get the bad feeling that we have a bad thing coming from this because they did this in Niagara Falls. In order to get power to industry, they diverted river to industry. And they didn't do it good enough. And this diverted industry, the water took a whole face off of the side of Niagara Falls. A whole bunch of people died. And that's the thing. Maybe you should leave the water where it is. Maybe. Oh, guys. I'm sorry. I'm just. When I think of all the money that the government is spending while everything is so difficult, it's remarkable. Now, I have a lot of friends that watch my stuff that say it's not actually that bad. Guys, it's bad. I went through a divorce. I went back to my childhood home. And while I was here, I found my old budget of what it would take to move out of this home. I compared it to now, what it would take for me to move out of this home. And I don't even want to talk about it. It's heartbreaking. You can't, it can be done, but I have to get married first. I have to find a partner first. And that's the way they've made it. They have made it by bringing so many people into the country without making more housing. They have made it so that people who have, I'm sorry, this hurts me so much to say, that people that have extra buildings now don't have to work. Well, if you don't have a building, your life is hell. And this is Canadians doing it to Canadians. Oh, guys, this is rough. This is rough. Now, here's the thing. We got to do something about this. We got to get out there. We got to protest. And they're like, oh, we shouldn't protest. That never makes any change. He's not doing the right type of protesting. Legitimately. Oh, I gotta go check on that. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for me. Not from that stack, but take care of each other, will you?